Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast, Spiritual Sense. Today is Saturday, which is March the 5th. And so today I am working with my AE Weight Tarot cards for today. I'd like to state that this podcast is for entertainment purposes. That means you come here because you have an interest in tarot card reading or any of the topics that I discuss in regards to the supernatural, paranormal, and occult. If it's something that may not be of interest to you, I do have other podcasts on my Spreaker.com, as well as my YouTube channel, The Holistic Health Approach. I have Holistic Health, Ancient Ancestry, and Health Matters. So let me proceed. Now I'm going to spray my Florida water over my cards. And we're going to continue with the tarot card for today. Now I do favorite the Celtic Cross, which is a 10 card spread. Okay, so I'm going to proceed to pull my cards. This is going to be a brief reading for today. But before I begin, I'm going to say, Father, Supreme Being of all being. I don't know what the reading is on today, but I do feel like it is a relevant reading. I ask for wisdom, capability, understanding, and clarity, insight, and infinite knowledge as I do this tarot card reading. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let me begin to lay the cards. Okay, so for card 1, I have Page of Pentacles for the card. And for those who are maybe listening in or will be listening in on my YouTube channel or my Spreaker podcast, I have my own take of tarot card reading. I think that's what makes tarot card reading so unique. The tarot cards do come with a guide, but the guide is basically what you are receptive to. So, I mean, you could take how you want to take with the card. Typically, I may go off of the picture that's on the card in regards to what is put in my psyche. Okay, so I have Page of Pentacles. That's card 1. Card 2, I have the hindrance or the obstacle as temperance or tolerance. That's what I have right now. Card 3, I have 10 of Wands. Card 4, I have 4 of Cups. Card 5, I have 8 of Wands. And card 6, I have 9 of Cups. So I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm going to say that this reading today is applicable to tolerance and a lack thereof. Okay. I feel as though, as I mentioned in a podcast where I was speaking about the Jezebel spirit and how you have certain nuisance or irritants in life, which are spirits. Essentially, are spirits. I mean, they are actual people, but they're spirit. They're spiritually led in life that creates a whole bunch of nuisance to environments. And so I'm going to speak on that topic today. Is what I'm going to do. I feel as though you have certain professions and fields that are like that, where you're dealing with a whole bunch of nuisance and annoyances, and I'm going to say that the healthcare field, and I'm presuming any other field, is full of those. where the issue or the problem is not the problem the problem or the issue is not necessarily the staffing. It is the ability to irritate and agitate the individuals. And I think this is what a lot of, that is when you're dealing with certain professions. Me being in healthcare are aware of that. I mean, I've been in healthcare for the last 20 years. So I know that's basically what that is. I feel like this is Satan's biggest tool and trick to amp up the amount of monies paid for people based on if you can accept aggravation. Simple as that. The field is full of people that are angry, is what it is. You're dealing with a lot of negative energy, a lot of anxious people that want to, hurry up, I feel, and this is my personal opinion, hurry up and get the glitz and the glam. And when they get involved and trapped into, oh my gosh, look what I can go get. And then when it looks like it's about to pull away, you become thirsty and hunger to keep those, that extravagance up. And I feel like, not only is the entertainment industry is such as that, I feel like healthcare in the field where they're paying far more than what the average person will make on a job. So essentially, to the outside looking in, they may see it as, okay, you making such and such and you this and this. And don't get me wrong, you have to understand, everybody that is in this field is not in this field for $1. Okay? However, you do have those ones who are in this field because of that. Okay? You are in the field because you care and you're concerned. However, when you get in that field and you care and you concerned, it makes you understand why they require so much money, because essentially, it requires so much time, and I presume any other field that is similar to that as well. So I'm going to say this reading is applicable to tolerance, is what I'm going to say. This message is to the youngsters, meaning not necessarily young in age, but young and new to a new career path or a career change. Card 3, I have what you're trying to attain or what's above this situation. I have 10 of Wands, which is a man holding a bunch of sticks. He looks like he's weighed down. And basically, when you're in this field, you're going to constantly have that sense of feeling weighed down, feeling pressured, depressed, a burden on you. You're going to constantly feel that way, feel like you're burdened. Root of the issue, I have root of the issue, 4 of Cups. It's a young guy. He's sitting down with his hands folded, and God hands him a cup. So essentially, it's the reason or the root of the issue is spoiled. Like when a person when it's set up to where we're going to get you. When you work in that field, I just put it this way, and when people feel as though you need to be doing more than what they're doing, they feel like it's a lot of psychology that's associated with that field. And I began in my conquest to figure out what that is. That a lot of this is people manipulating things to where you could continue to work and overwork. And you will be a product of what you're dealing with. You will be a patient if you allow Satan to come into your life and continue to be a nitpick or a nuisance to your life. Because you have a lot of people that have a lot of nerve. They sit back and want to feel good and want to profit off of that. So you got to sit back and say, okay, who is the one behind this that's going to profit from this? Okay, so I have here 8 of Wands, which is a spirit. These are spirits that's coming in. These are spirits that have died. These spirits are still around. They haven't left. And when I say that, I mean those who worked in that field, and transition over to the other realm as we know it. This is not only, the workers, but the people who actually was patients of this field. They still are around. Their energy is still around. When we give, when we go to funeral services and they, the preacher or the pastor or whomever may give the eulogy, and we all say, appropriate, socially appropriate things, because of the service. But all the time, socially appropriate is not going to be. It's typically going to be something positive. You don't want to say anything negative or what have you. But the realism of it is, a lot of those people were angry prior to their transition. I feel like that energy still perpetuates in the atmosphere of a lot of the facilities, hospitals, assisted facilities, retirement communities, and such, as well as homes. You may have those who, chose to receive services in their home, and as a result, they transition in their own personal homes. But I feel like a lot of that energy still surface and is around. That's what I feel. So I have Nine of Cups. Typically, when I get the Nine of Cups cards, it's in reference to laziness. I feel like you do have a lot of laziness that surrounds that field. However, contrary or contrast to laziness, when you go in there with that attitude of, saving the world, doing all you can do, you will become perpetuated in that sense of the matter. So it's paradoxical, if I can, give a word to describe it, meaning, kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever you judge, you will be contrary to what you judge. Be careful of the words you speak, because you will end up living that reality. So this is basically what this particular field is. I feel like many other fields are such as that. Okay, so we have card 7. What is the attitude? I have Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like this is a sign to those listening ears and looking ears who may be tempted to cross over into this career path. Card 8, I have King of Cups, which is what you physically surrounded and what you sense. This is a message from the elders, meaning those who are seasoned or experienced or who have been in this profession. So you want to get guidance from people who have worked it, because typically they have it set up to where we all begin to question ourselves. Well, maybe this is just me. That is not the case. Some things will look a certain way. You have to get into it. And once you get into it, then you will understand, okay, now I get why this is this and that is that. Yes. Card 9. So, again, hopes, fears, and dreams card. Well, I have 7 of Cups, which has a lot of cups with the different things out of the cups. It's when I get this card, it's in relation to disillusion or an illusion. It may appear to be as such. When you go in, everything is calm. They sit down, it's like they're smiling, the colors may be bright, and your world is falling apart, and you don't understand, why you didn't do this for mom, and that for mom, and this for mom, and that for mom, and that for dad, and this, that, and the other, and the only thing they do is sit down, and that's all it is. But behind the scenes, it takes to get in it to understand what occurs behind the scenes, more so than you will know. Card 10. So we have 6 of Swords card for card 10. That's the outcome. So basically, once you get in it and you are so heavily regulated, so heavily critiqued, this, that, and that, no, yes to this, no. And when you constantly having all of this coming towards you, it breaks down the spirit of the person to where they say, you know what, I'm here. And they become very desensitized. The money only compensates for the mental exhaustion that you have endured. It is a lot. And in your eyes coming in, the ones who don't know, their eyes, they're not able to see it as such. But when you begin to get into that reality, you will understand why these things occur. Okay. So I felt like that was something that needed to be spoken out and to be told this morning. Because, with me working in healthcare for 20 years, I have had several breakdowns because of it. The people around don't care because they don't have to deal with it. It's the point. So that lets you know that the ones who are not dealing with it truly don't care, are unconcerned. The only thing they're concerned about is the things that they're there to do. Simple as that. So we need to put more focus towards programs to integrate people to come in and take a look. So implement take a look programs is my suggestion. To the naysayers, implement take a look programs to where they can come in and get a synopsis as to what is really transpiring. Then and only then will humbleness come upon them. And they will understand why the things are as they are. And trust and believe it. I can understand if you're dealing with your family member, your child, you don't want to hear that, this, that, and the other, and that, and that. And particularly when you feel like someone has bamboozled you to bring them in there from the first place. We understand that. We see this stuff all the time. I want it to be known to those individuals out there that feel like they've been bamboozled in. I personally feel that way, and there's several others that feel that way as well. And typically when you feel that way, you don't want to hear anything about what they got going on when someone has what? You feel like they've come against you and pushed you up or your family member up to be in their reality. So the last thing you want to hear is about their problems. But you will have to understand, that's in the mind. The mind will have you thinking is that all of us feel that way. That is not the truth. That's what nurse work came about. Our job is to report what you see. It's simple as that. So everybody's not against you. For those who are out there, you have a lot of us that are advocates. That advocate for, the cause. We are patients just like anybody else. They keep us at each other's, you may have the group that say, okay, you need to get along. Then you may have the group that want to, create division amongst us. So we can keep perpetuating that wondering, constantly wondering and questioning ourselves and doubting ourselves, okay? All right. So I feel like somebody need to hear this today. I feel like some bodies, meaning a group of people, many of people needed to hear this today. I've been told that I was an advocate. I have an advocate demeanor about me based on my personality test that I've taken, meaning someone who can speak for the issue, someone who can understand it on different perspectives, because you have many of people out here, they don't want to hear nothing outside of what they have formulated. They don't want to deviate from one thing to the next. But I'm not judging you, because I feel as though when you are an advocate, it will burn you out when you're trying to think for other folks or trying to feel for everybody else. It will cause you to have a mental breakdown. So I can understand when somebody is one note or one-sided or quote-unquote prejudiced, as they may. Okay? So I am going to close out this podcast today on Spreaker as well as my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.